A female police officer slapped with 4 counts of forgery. Water woes for Kulibistri and Monrachet could soon be minimized, and Chinese ambassador to Dominica says new national hospital will be superior in the region. I am Idona John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. We'll be back with the details. Thanks for staying with us. Topping the news, a female police officer has been granted bail of $50,000 after being charged with forgery. Officer Marcia Gustav was arrested on a warrant in the first instance on Tuesday while on duty in uniform at the magistrate's court in Roseau. She later appeared before a Roseau magistrate where her charges were read to her. She is facing 4 counts of forgery. She was not required to plead as forgery is an indictable offense to be tried before a judge and jury. The complaints are that she maliciously and for the purpose of deceit forged a certain document, namely 3 certificates of competence dated June 23, 2016. She is also charged with forging an appointment book at the Police Traffic and License Department on June 23, 2016. She was granted bail in the amount of $50,000 with her sister as her surety. The prosecution did not object to bail. She will reappear in court on May 2, 2017. In other lead stories, while DOWASCO has stepped up efforts to address water woes on the west, unreliable water supply continues to plague the communities of Kulibistri and Monrachet since the August 2015 storm Erica. Some of the residents of Monrachet spoke to Channel 5 News about their ongoing plight.
All 12 o'clock in we get in, we collecting some water in drum, and all now we have got water. I get water from syndicate to drink, in pail and drum.
Around 11 o'clock water come in and I full in my drum, and I get water from the drum to bathe, to wash dishes, and I full in my pail to put inside to use to cook and drink. And you see all now the water gone already. The water done gone already. So when it come at night, we have to full or empty things because it's going early in the morning. It going. Yeah, like yesterday, the Wasco carry a few trips of water to put in the tank up there. So from the tank we get in the water at night. Late at night, sometimes 10 o'clock, sometimes 11 o'clock. And when it do come, early in the morning, around 6 o'clock, half 6, it's done gone already.
Residents have also complained about the poor quality of the water.
I have a small business, I run a small business, and since after Tropical Storm Erica, it's like I've not been able to prepare my thing as I would like to because of lack of water in the community. DOWASCO had a meeting with the residents of the West Coast, like from here to Bioche, Dublin, Bioche. They had a meeting, and since then I noticed a change. It's like during the day, during the course of the day, most days we have water. Like the DOWASCO, the truck, they fill in the tank and then they open the tap for us. So we get water during the day, like from since last week. So it has been a little bit better.
Meantime, General Manager of DOWASCO, Bernard Etinoff, has assured that the company is in the process of restoring the Kulibistri intake so that both communities can have a more reliable water supply by mid-February 2017.
The situation is that the reliable water intake that we had in Kulibistri was severely damaged. I think this was the intake that was most severely damaged during Tropical Storm Erica, completely wiped out. So it took some time, or it's taken some time to restore that. In the meantime, we supply Monrachet, Kulibistri sometimes, and Plaza Will from the Portsmouth system at Picard. So we have to be shutting down water from Portsmouth, Glanville, and so on to get water across to Grand Savannah, Monrachet, Plaza Will, and areas like that. And that in itself is unreliable. It disrupts the water from Portsmouth, but it's also unreliable in the sense that it doesn't really make its way up to the upper reaches in Monrachet as efficiently as we would have liked. So we have been using our truck as well to provide service to the people of Monrachet. People complain that the water quality is compromised. As far as I know, the truck is disinfected before we transport water.
Etinoff agrees that the quality of the water has been compromised.
We do rely on surface water, and because of the interruptions from tropical storm Erica, water tend to get turbid a little faster than normal. So I'm not disputing the fact that sometimes the water is not as crystal clear as it could have been. If adequate storage nor being put in by the government and the DVRP, we would see much improvement into that. At the moment, we are in the process of restoring the Coolbistry intake, and very temporarily we should be able to restore water in that area from Coolbistry within a month time.
No clues regarding the whereabouts of a farmer from Coolbistry who disappeared this month. It's 22 days since 68-year-old Lennox Charles went missing. A family member told Channel 5 News Charles was in good mental state and would go to his farm in the heights of the community mostly every day. She says she was out of state at the time of his disappearance.
Lennox Charles was an easygoing, God-fearing man who troubled no one actually. He lived a simple life, farmer all his life, and raised many of his nieces and his nephews. He and I lived together, he raised me, so I lived in the house together with him. And that's when my other cousin told me that he was missing. When they looked for him, they couldn't find him.
She says some of his belongings are also unaccounted for.
Some of his garden stuff that's missing. Clothes, shoes, cutlass. But he had bad knees, so he was just going in the garden maybe 2-3 times a week instead of going the entire week because his knees had rheumatism in. So he went less and less. So.
What's your last memory of him together?
Oh, before I went away, he was helping me roast kako. We were in the back of the house, he was there laughing. That's the week before he disappeared, because I went away for an entire week.
She says he'd often walk to go to his farm. Charles's vehicle has not been moved since his disappearance.
He will horn everyone when he's passing. Everybody knows when the vehicle is going up or down, because he will horn everyone when he's passing, call you, shout very loud, and sings. He will wake up in the morning 3, 4 and sing. The entire area in the village will hear him singing his gospel songs.
In other news, Portsmouth Mayor Titus Francis says his vision for further development of the town is to see measures that will make it easier to do business transactions. Francis says there are recommendations which have come from a Caribbean local economic development project on the ease of doing business in Portsmouth.
There has been a call, over years now, for the decentralization of some of government businesses, especially as it relates to administrative operations and so on. Once we can move those kinds of business operations to Portsmouth, that in itself will impact the level of economic activity that is taking part in the town, because right now people from Collyho, maybe even Salisbury may choose to come to Portsmouth. Marigot will come to Portsmouth. So it will almost be like the return of the glory days of the banana industry, when Portsmouth used to be a booming economic center.
Francis referred to services such as the issuing of driver's licenses and issuing of documents from the registry department, which should be introduced to Portsmouth.
For example, I can pay my driver's license in Portsmouth, but I must go to Roseau to get my ID. We believe with technology as is now, inasmuch as the Treasury Department has the information online and can verify whether my license is up to date, how much I owe, we believe once they can issue that receipt that your license has been paid, they should be given the necessary equipment to issue the ID, the driver's card in Portsmouth.
The Portsmouth Town Council has also planned to present a proposal to the police chief this year on proper management of traffic within Portsmouth.
We see that traffic routing, traffic management in Portsmouth is critical. especially taking into consideration the hotel development projects that are taking place. We cannot have traffic just being jammed at some point in time because of people driving up and down in the same road. So we have a plan together. It is being reviewed, and we are also getting technical assistance from the Caroled project as well to develop something that we believe will be comprehensive enough. We have been talking with the police, local police about it already, and we will submit that proposal through the Commissioner of Police for consideration.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Stay with us. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back. Recently appointed Chinese ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Lu Kun, says when completed, the new national hospital will be the best in the region. His Excellency Kun jointly visited the project site with the Cabinet of Dominica on Tuesday and addressed a meeting with government officials following that.
I think after finishing of this project, this new national hospital will be one of the best hospitals in this region, in the Caribbean region. I think it will be one of the advanced and sophisticated hospital in this region. Because I think the equipment will be the first-class equipment after the finishing of this hospital. As just now, Prime Minister Scarrett already said that the healthcare is the first priority of this government. I think the Chinese government can make a little bit of contribution to this government, to the health care of this country. It is our pleasure to make such kind of contribution to this.
He says he has impressed on the contracted company the seriousness to complete the works on time.
I told the construction team of Hunan Instruction Group that we should regard this project as a very, very important project, embodies the importance and the friendship between our two countries. So I should tell them that the quality is very, very important. I think the Hunan Construction Group is one of the most outstanding construction group in China. I'm convinced, I'm also believed that they can do excellent job as scheduled, as in the time to finish this project.
Unemployed youth from Roseau area will gain employment through the National Employment Program from this week. Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett met with them on Monday with the aim of reducing the level of unemployment and widening the NEP pool. He said the NEP is reaching its objective.
And there are many people who said that it was a political gimmick. It was get towards elections, and once elections come, we will abandon the program. But we're in 2017. It was launched in 2013, and it is still going strong, and it is fully financed, and everybody who works gets paid at the end of the fortnight or at the end of the month.
The Prime Minister urged the potential NEP beneficiaries to be committed to the job and show good work ethic in order to succeed in the program.
This program is an opportunity for many of our young people to gain much needed experience and to demonstrate to prospective employers that one, we have the ability to work, and two, we have the diligence and we are responsible. You understand? And we in fact can work if we're given opportunity. You will be engaged as long as you wish if you're serious about what you're doing. So you cannot not come to work. You'll have a supervisor. You'll be assigned to an employer, a business place. You have to respect time. Work is 8 o'clock, not 8:15. If work is Monday to Friday, you cannot skip Monday and skip Friday. And then show up on fortnight, the last day of the fortnight, and say, well, you know, on my pay, and expect to get paid for the whole fortnight.
And on the agriculture scene, Dominican farmers are positioning themselves to produce internationally recognized and competitive crops in order to help boost the agriculture industry. This was the aim of a nationwide workshop on farm management record keeping, which forms part of the Good Agricultural Practices program of the Ministry of Agriculture. The workshop, which got underway on Tuesday, is also supported by the promotion of regional opportunities for produce through enterprise and linkages Propel.
In 2016, the Bureau of Standards and Propel collaborated on the production of 300 farm record-keeping books to help enhance the ongoing thrust to farm certification and DOM-GAP. It is through this initiative that we are here today, to learn how to use these books and their importance for accessing high-value markets.
The Bureau of Standards has pledged its commitment to helping farmers meet international standards with their crops.
The ultimate goal is to enable Dominica's fresh produce to become internationally recognized and competitive through the adoption of innovative farming practices that incorporates the concept of globally accepted good agricultural practices within the framework of commercial agricultural production for long-term improvement and sustainability.
100 farmers within the 7 agricultural districts are expected to benefit from the training. The Director of Agriculture, Ricky Brumant, impressed upon farmers the importance of filling out their record-keeping books.
And that's what we've determined. If you cannot do that, that is one thing you have against yourself. We are not going to go out of the way and try to get that information for you. You sell, you buy, you do business. Please capture that. At the end of the day, all you have to bring is this, and your business is done. All you have to do at the end of the day is your produce seller's license book, and your work is done. You see. So please help us in this effort to be more efficient, to serve you better.
Chief Youth Development Officer John Roach says a national youth policy is being finalized and could be presented to Cabinet within the next 3 months. He told Channel 5 News that a review of the draft policy took place during an annual staff retreat earlier this month.
We looked at the 8 strategic priorities that have been identified and articulated in the new youth policy. And the new youth policy we're talking about is over the next 5 years, 2017 to 2022. And at our staff retreat, we focus mainly on strategic priority 8, since it pertains directly to staff issues and issues with the National Youth Council. So it is articulated that towards strategic youth development framework, institutional strengthening of the Youth Development Division and the National Youth Council of Dominica. I usually use the term rebranding of these 2 institutions to better serve the young people of Dominica.
Improving the professionalism in youth work is a key focus area of the proposed policy.
The focus of the new youth policy is that it is aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals, which is from 2016 to 2030. We would have gone through the first year of that, so we basically are left with another 14 years to deal with the Sustainable Development Goals. So the young people of Dominica are well positioned to address those issues that are articulated under the Sustainable Development Goals, and it's 17 of them. But if you look at all of them, they all somehow relate to young people. And I must say that we're looking forward very early in 2017 for Cabinet, for submission to be made to Cabinet.
Meantime, Roach says in mid-January, the division received 8 new NEP interns, bringing the total number to 13.
The Youth Development Division has benefited tremendously from the National Employment Program, and then we have some young people who are not, actually some of our off, because in the last 2 years we lost, like, well, not lost, but like 5 of our senior and experienced youth officers retired. And so it was the timing of the National Employment Program came in very well, in the sense that we were able to have some young people coming from the National Employment Program who are now working as youth officers to replace these retired officers, and they have been doing fairly well. And then I have to say that with the injection of some more NEP interns, that we will certainly see the presence of more youth work and more interaction and engagement of youth groups and young people, especially our unattached youth.
That's news. Sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
First up, President of the Dominica Cycling Association believes that a recent trip to Cuba could help bring the standard of the sport to a higher level here. Two representatives of the local governing body on cycling benefited from a recent Pan American Cycling Congress.
Mr. Hayden Mills and I represented Dominica from the Cycling Association. I must say it was a very interesting experience, because it's the first time that I am aware of that the Dominica Cycling Association or the association or any groups of cycling in Dominica has participated in such a platform. When we say platform, we're referring to where the UCI, which is the international body, meets with the Pan America countries to include our area and to discuss cycling from a holistic view.
Development of women and youth cyclists was a key topic of discussion at the meeting.
We see a lot of emphasis now is being placed on women cycling. You're looking at the whole issues of awards for women and so forth. And most definitely the whole issue of involving the youth and the young people in cycling. And this is one of the messages that was somewhat cemented in Cuba, and that we understand now that cycling is much, much, much bigger than we think it is, and to make sure that cycling is standardized throughout all the countries that are incorporated, or all the countries that do cycling.
The Dominica Cycling Association received a diploma for their participation in the International Cycling Union Sharing Platform. Sports continues with handball, where President of the local governing body on the sport says the association has been doing what it can to ensure the development of the sport here. His comments came at the opening ceremony of the first ever handball festival, where 5 schools participated in over the weekend.
DHA has provided equipment and materials to CHS, Convent High School, PSS, St. John's Academy, Northeast Comprehensive, Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, Pierre Charles Secondary School, DGS, and most recently, we gave 2 balls to the Wesley High School.
He says the festival aimed at sensitizing the public to the sport and to identify talent for upcoming regional competition.
The inaugural festival today, January 21st, 2017, serves as a vehicle to advocate the sport to the general public and hopefully generate an added passion for this active sport that can form the basic training regime for all ball sports. The outcome of this festival is to identify the talent, to see who can play handball really well, get a knack for the game, and you will be selected, 1 male team, 1 female team, to undergo the 5-day training and select a Dominica female and male beach handball team to participate in a regional tournament.
The tournament is carded for June 2017. Handball was introduced to Dominica approximately 4 years ago and joined the International Handball Federation in 2012. In the 2017 Sports Division Secondary Schools volleyball competitions on Monday, we had the Northeast Comprehensive female team defeating the St. John's Academy in straight sets 3-0. The NECS team won the match with game scores 25-10, 25-11, and 25-22. In the male game, the St. John's Academy male team was a no-show, which meant an easy win for Northeast Comprehensive. Finally, in sports, we can tell you that defending league champions Rockers out of Peebush suffered their first defeat after a winning streak in the most recent games of the White Oak Domino competition. According to a report by event coordinator Delvin Esprit, Rockers lost to the hands of the dangerous public enemies by 260 points in a hard-fought match in Zone A. Final scores: Enemies 4,006, Rockers 3,756. In other Zone A matches, Tremors 4,037, One Case 3,372. Fire Services 4,016, Petit Savan 3,650. Domlek Bay Boys 4,004 and Pinville Strikers 3,189. Meantime, in Zone B, Mount Zion 4,016, Stars from Anzime 3,936 in a closely contended match. Wake Up Stars 4,006, La Plaine 2,463, Valiance 4,031, Itassi Stars 2,736, Dolphins from Scott's Head 4,000, and Strikers 2,314. That's all the time for sports. I am Kenny Williams. Join us next time.
And now for the weather forecast.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Annie Corrette Joseph. Weak unstable conditions generated by a southwards dipping frontal boundary affected the northern and central portions of the region today. Visible satellite imagery showed some low-level clouds over Dominica during the course of the afternoon, resulting in partly cloudy to cloudy skies. Radar imagery indicated some widely scattered showers, mainly over the Leeward Islands. Conditions for tonight: partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. Tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers can also be expected. Sea conditions: slight to moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. Taking a look at the next 3 days, the frontal boundary will continue to result in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers over Dominica tomorrow, Wednesday. An improvement in conditions can be expected on Thursday, partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies with a few scattered showers, and on Friday, fair to partly cloudy skies with a few scattered showers. Across the region tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers can be expected over the northern half of the region. However, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers expected over the southern half. On the international scene, clear skies in New York and Miami, cloudy skies in London, partly cloudy skies with some showers in Caracas, and partly cloudy skies in Beijing. Some cold temperatures continue to affect New York, London, and Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:36 a.m. and set at 6 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night. Log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. A female police officer slapped with 4 counts of forgery. Water woes for Kulibistri and Monrachet could soon be minimized, and Chinese ambassador to Dominica says new national hospital will be superior in the region. Feel free to contact us at news@MarpinNewsTues24thJan2k17. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Idona Baptist. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow.